Hey everyone, welcome back to Jason Unleashed. I'm your host, Jason Carter. Good to see you guys. On today's show, Jaymes Vaughan, host and television personality, is going to be on the show. This guy's incredible. If you caught the first interview, make sure you come back for this one because we're having a fantastic conversation about his career, his origins, how he got into television, his time at the Chippendales, and here he is. Let's bring him in. James. Hey, Tony. Bam. Hey.
First of all, I was laughing so hard at what happened, I spilled my water all over myself.
Well, I'm ashamed of my feed now. So I feel like I'm online. Terrible. How's that better?
It's like you're doing a skit on Punk'd. Is this Punk'd? Where's Chance the Rapper?
No, I'm being honest. Hey, honest, can you hear me? Is it better now?
Well, now I can hear you, but you're very pixelated. But that's okay. I prefer to be pixelated, so.
Hey, it's that season 1 Drag Race filter calling pixelation now.
That's how I want to live my life. What are you talking about?
And a scrim of whatever lighting that is, no one knows what it is.
Oh, that's honestly how I want to be seen. This is not.
So listen, look, we were in a conversation before. You have had an awesome career. And you, like I said, you were the first open gate Chippendales. You are a mainstay on television, stage, TV, the Wendy Show, Rain, the American Music Awards. It's just you're making the transition from the Chippendales to that. Some of the obstacles you face because people like to put people in a box.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Jason, it's what I'm talking about. Of the whole always take one opportunity to get the next thing. I used the Chippendale thing to get to go on Amazing Race. Then I was like, okay, this isn't like a thing I want to do forever. The other show I was singing in on the Strip closed, and I was like, damn, do I really want to be that dude that's like in his 30s walking in? Here's my sheet music. I'd like to sing this audition song for you. Please put me in your show, sir. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just knew for me that I was like, I'd kind of run my course of doing that. I didn't necessarily want to continue that lifestyle. So I'm like, I'm on this show, this Amazing Race. Now, mind you, I didn't know what kind of edit we were going to get. To this day, thank you, CBS. I met one of the editors of the show one time at Enterprise Car Rental, just randomly. And he was like, I edited your show. And I just grabbed him and hugged him. Because they gave us the best, most amazing edit on Amazing Race. They could have made anyone look like the hero. Well, almost anyone from our season. And they could have made anybody look like the villains. But we just got a very nice edit. Like, I think there was a lot of sympathy for the fact that, like, my dad was dying. And, like, they just decided that that was the edit we were going to get, which was very kind. And it put us in a really good light. And so when we knew that was happening, we saw the first couple episodes, we were like, wow, like they're really being nice. Like they're showing us saying thank you. Everybody says thank you when someone gives them directions. But they chose to show us saying thank you, which helped, again, put us in a better light. I was like, well, maybe I can utilize this moment to finally get back into news, but on the entertainment side that I always wanted to be on. I always wanted to be doing, hosting the live red carpets and doing the stuff where, where the room's on fire and you got to convince everybody it's not. Like, that's the fun stuff for me, where just so many elements are happening. 16 voices are in your head. Somebody's bringing you Cardi B and you got to talk to millions of people all at one time and make it look flawless. I love that. You do the same thing. You love it. You get it. So we started using that same publicist that helped me become the first openly gay Chippendale to be a publicist to get us on all the big daytime talk shows, to talk about our experience on Amazing Race, to share about my dad's cancer and getting early screenings and all that. And by doing that, I started making the connections. Well, 2 of the connections that I made while I was on there, 1, OK TV, and 2, The Talk. So then I used that to be like, I want to get back in TV. I have this experience. So I reached out to a local station here that was having stars from the Strip, the Las Vegas Strip, come guest host. And I was like, hey, can I come guest host one day just so I can start putting stuff together to then go back to these contacts I've made to be like, all right, so here's my newsreel of me at 21 years old, but now here's me grown doing some entertainment stuff. So I was able to get that thanks to Fox 5 here in Vegas. And I went back to these places and was like, hey, remember I was on and we had a good time and we liked each other and we made a good rapport and I kept your contact information. Could I come back and do something in this celebrity entertainment vein? Well, that led to me becoming a correspondent for OK TV. OK TV then rebranded, became Celebrity Page. I became the host, which now, like, almost like 7 years later, and I'm like, this is amazing. This is really, like hung on. Like this really turned into something. The Talk, I did 5 seasons of The Talk as a top talker when I reached out to them. And then by using that, I was then able to reach out to all the other places like The Wendy Show and The Rain in the UK and stuff like that and start doing content for them. So it's really always been about, because you say, we sometimes get in a box and it's hard to prove ourselves from there. I did take one meeting too early. I'll tell you to this day, I took a meeting at extra too early. I was real excited and a friend got me the meeting and I went in and met with Lisa G, who by the way, I adore. I know some people have like, they're mixed on her. I love people that just get it done. She just gets it done. Like she's like, I got to get work done. Let's do it. I'm the same way. So I can appreciate that. But I took that meeting when I didn't have any of this stuff under my belt. And that kind of did put me in a box. So I learned from that to be careful and not take meetings too early. That's good advice. I'll tell y'all. Don't rush. Yeah. Make sure you're prepared before you go into something. But I besides that, every other thing, I had these examples of me doing stuff. I put myself in those scenarios from local Fox to OKTV to The Talk to use what I had to get the next thing, to then build that resume and that reel, to then go after the next thing to show, yeah, you want to put me in this box? And still, if you Google me to this day, it's a lot of Chippendales photos of me. But I'm able to say, yeah, you Google me and see that, but here's the work I can do for you in this vein. And so as long as you can back up what you're saying you can do with the proof that you can do it, people will 9 times out of 10 look out of that box. Not all of them, but 9 times out of 10.
For sure. I mean, I feel you on that because I'm in my underwear on one of the LGBTQ plus shows in the world, right? And I mean, there's been times I can even take that guy, you hit him with the real, like, at this outlet. Oh, and I have this skill set, and I can for politics. Like, okay, I show them. It's just getting in the door to show. That's the hard part. And I love extra. I had Roxy D on the show last week, and she talked about taking early. I think that's a cautionary tale for up-and-coming talent to ask you, like, you know, what's the advice you have? Mine is just keep showing up once you're ready, because you only get that one opportunity. They really good impression.
It's so hard to get people to let you back in that door sometimes once they see you as that. So that's if Roxy said it, look at her career. If Roxy said it, that's good information. And I believe it as well. Like, don't take the meeting too early. There's one meeting I've still never taken that I've always wanted to take that I won't say what it is yet, but there's one I've always wanted to take, and I feel like I'm almost where I want to be to take it, but I'm not going into that meeting until I'm like, there is no reason in the world that I should not be a fit for you unless it's just a matter of there is no position.
I love that. And you come to that, I know, you come to that spot, that point, that spot in your career when you've earned it. Absolutely have earned it too. You have been, you know, you've been around in the biz long enough to know that sometimes best knowledge you get is come from just working the other people, how they move, the mistakes they and cracking the code, because it's really code to be cracked. Right?
Mistakes, Jason. Say that part again. You can learn so much watching other people make mistakes, and then figure out in that scenario what did they do that they could have done this differently. So when I'm in a similar scenario, I don't make the same mistakes. It's crazy, but like so many people don't stop and learn from other people's mistakes. Like all the time. Like that's such a huge thing. Like let other people mess up for you. And then be like, all right, cool, I see what you did. Let me make sure I don't do that.
Right. You have so many burners on the stove. You're always keeping yourself busy. Also, that your social, that's right. I hate to say that, get a piece of right. Think authenticity. Show everything from your and to a bad day to when you're not having the best. Why so authentic? Because people can look at you, muscle guy. He hasn't made have it all, but you're not afraid to show that you decide to be that authentic.
I mean, it takes a while to get there, and I think we still all take a second look at stuff a lot of times before we post it or before we share it. And I'm sure you know just as well, being a member of RuPaul's Drag Race Pit Crew, where you're something that a lot of people objectify. Chippendales was the same thing. people still respond more to like, if you got your shirt off on Instagram than if you're like, I'm interviewing Oprah. Like, it's wild, but like, that's what people still respond to. And so it's a matter of, number one, balancing that, because you want to keep your audience going, because that definitely translates to viewers on television and viewers, especially viewers when we do streaming projects, for sure. So all I can do is click away, it's right there. So you got to balance that. But also, like, for me, I think a big part of it is just being in a really happy, healthy relationship where you feel like you get all of the love and support and validation that you need at home, to where it makes it easier to be like, I ain't fixed my hair today. I ain't got no product in my hair. I'm looking crazy. Like, oh, look, I like to share sometimes when I mess stuff up. I'm like, look, I messed up. Look how funny. Like, it puts you literally having a safe home life and a partner that builds you up is such a huge part of that, because I wasn't always that way. I was in an abusive relationship before this one, and it makes you a totally different person, like 1000%. And now it's just easy to be open, because I know, like, I open the store and go downstairs and there's somebody that loves me unconditionally with crazy hair, you know?
But I mean, and it seems as though, and of course, again, looking at talking to you, and your relationship with Jonathan is cornerstone. Now let's talk about that relationship. You guys put it all out. Getting him a dog. Away.
He's down. He's somewhere. I was trying to get him to stay in this room, but he will not stay. The real tea is, I'm his second favorite dad. Like, he loves Jonathan, but if Jonathan's home and I'm trying to get him to stay with me, it's not happening. Like,
James, me and got a dog. Your name, like, clearly more than me. It's how she wags her tail, jumps in the leg. And she's like, she lays at the bottom of the bed. It's so rude.
Yeah.
It erodes my confidence.
Who trained your dog?
Huh?
Who trained your dog?
He's done the majority.
That's why. Yeah, Jonathan trained ours, and so he associates Jonathan with like treats and rewards and all that. That's what I tell myself, at least, so it doesn't hurt me, but like, I'm not his favorite. But I think that's what it is. Like, Jonathan trained him, so like, he knows this is a source of treats. Yes, guys, we're aware Jason's audio is a hot, steamy mess, but I'm doing a real good lip read right now, so it makes it fun.
You know what? Maybe it's because of what I have it on. Guys, stand by. Okay, I'm gonna work this out. All right.
Listen, get that tricep workout. Work those shoulders. Come on.
He works hard for the money.
So hard for it, honey.
See, James, I don't have that southern drawl you have. I can't sing. I try to sing. I could do it.
It's such a double-edged sword, though, in our industry. You know that. Like, there's so many places where people are like, we don't want your accent. And I had to learn to speak without an accent, because it terrified some people. People are so unaware. Like, a lot of your favorite news anchors and stuff have accents. People just learn to turn them off. Because I get it. Like, it shuts off certain people. People just want to hear a neutral accent when they're giving you information. But it's really hard now because we've been in quarantine. I'm doing everything from home. So, like, I catch moments on the show that we're filming where I'm like, y'all, and I'm like, dang. But it's been a struggle. But yes, it's wild. It's just another thing that I've had to learn to, like, hone and package right when I'm taken into a specific place.
Right. How's the audio now? Am I cutting out?
This is so much better. If this was the problem the whole time, I'm so upset with you that we're just not figuring this out.
Well, because I was trying, I'm trying to do different things because the light. You just want to make sure it's a good shot. Okay, so guys, comment below if the audio is better.
It is. I can tell you it's better. I don't even look at Andy's comments.
I know. Look, look. Okay, so wait, hold on. Bam. Okay, great. Hi, I'm back. Okay.
Oh, Megan Tellis is in here. We love Megan Tellis. That's another one you got to talk to her. If you want the career advice, Megan Tellis. I sent that girl out of my apartment 4 a.m. with a Febreze stain on her dress to go get a job, and she got it because that girl can get any job. So that's another one you need some advice from. Megan Tellis, KTLA. I mean, mind you, she's the bomb and she's done a million things to get there, but there's a hilarious story of her coming to stay with us in LA to go have her meeting for that job. Maybe like, oh, you got a wrinkle, and this Febrezing her, and the spot didn't come out. It just became a big giant circle. And she had to go into her interview at KTLA with a giant circle.
And she got the job.
And she got the job because she's that good.
It was that spot, Jay. It was that spot that got the job. You and Jonathan have been together, what, 5 years now, yeah?
Not 5, good Lord, no, like 3.5.
Okay, 3.5. But I saw your love in real time when Jonathan came to ET last year for Celebrity Big Brother, and it was adorable because everyone in the newsroom was like, they are disgustingly in love because you guys were smooching, like, baby, are you okay? Can I get a drink, baby? Oh, baby, how do I look?
We don't
I
realize we're like that.
I get it. I'm like that with Munchkin, though. I get it 100%.
That's my
But
baby.
yeah, is it balancing both of you guys being in the public eye and having these careers that are incredible and fast paced? How do you guys, what are some of the, like, the foundations of a relationship that make sure it stays healthy, that make sure that you guys don't go the way of a lot of couples? Because you have been written up in many articles as a gay power couple.
That's cute and that's funny. I think there's definitely bigger power couples out there for sure, and there's actual power couples. I think we're a couple that, like, we're really fortunate that we found each other. That's one thing for sure. We're aware that we're really fortunate we found each other. It's been instantaneous from the moment we met. Like, that's what's crazy about it. Jonathan wasn't even my type. And, like, it was instant. And, like, that's how, like, I knew it was real. All my friends were like, what is going on? I met him on my show.
What was your type?
Well, it don't matter now. Because that's my type, baby. Like, whatever he is my type.
Good
I
answer.
got blonde hair, so I guess I'm into blondes. So,
I know.
Yeah, no, but for us, like, our big thing, and this is what we always tell people, is communication. It really is communication about everything. Like, you have to communicate. Hey, I'm feeling this about this, or hey, I'm thinking this, or hey, my mood is like this because I'm feeling this. It's not you. I'm going through this right now. It's something totally separate. You just always communicate that, because we as humans are such sensitive people anyway. So it's very easy for us to think that if somebody's in a funk or they're in a mood, it's us, because that's our partner and that's our teammate and they're an extension of us. So obviously it's me. So we just make sure that we overly communicate, effectively communicate, immediately communicate. So when something's going on that could possibly make the other person think something that's not true, we already know the answer. And that's our biggest thing for that. We're just always and we're just honest. Like, honesty is like the best thing. Like, we made a deal at the very beginning, never lie to each other about even a tiny thing. So sometimes I gotta be like, shit, baby, I farted, I'm sorry. Like, when you want to be like, no, it wasn't me. Our rule is we don't lie. And so like, we'll laugh at it. We're like, I'm not allowed to lie, so yes, it was me. And that's just, it's a great thing. I've been in relationships where there was so much lies and deceit, which is crazy because that's your teammate and your partner. Like, that's not how it should be. Like, you can't win the Game of Thrones if you guys are fighting opposing battles. You know, you got to fight together. And so it's just always been that for us. And that's been the thing that works for us, is just to remember we're a team, we're a team, we're a team. Like, it's not James, it's not Jonathan, it's Jonathan and James, always.
Do you approach your careers the same? Because, I mean, there's times where you guys audition for the same job.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so never, ever, ever happened. And we were like, wow, this is wild. It's never happened. And then it finally happened. I guess I could probably say it at E. And
right.
Weren't you there? We were all there, right? We were all there for that show. Yeah, that show didn't happen, did it? You know, the girl I tested with was amazing, so I hope it does. Because, oh my gosh, she was so good. I would watch her read the phone book.
Yeah.
She's like Courtney that's doing E! Now on Quibi. Like, I will watch you read the phone book. Like, you can tell me anything. I will watch you describe like 17 ways to shear a corn. Like, she was one of those. But we went in for that, and I remember, I don't throw people's names out, but like someone that's in charge of casting there was like, hey, is this weird that you guys are up for the same thing? And we're like, no, this is actually really cool because it means double our odds. We have everyone in this room, our team, our family, our house has double the odds of getting this over anyone else. This is great. And you have to approach it that way. Like, it's never a competition, like, ever. Like, I've been in those relationships too. It can't be a competition. We're the same team. You got to remember that. And you have to be happy for each other's success and know that if it was, yeah, there's things that he gets to do that I'm like, oh, it'd be so cool to do, and vice versa. Like, he hosts Times Square New Year's Eve. Yes, that would be amazing to get to do. I'm not doing it, but you know who is? The person I go to bed with every night. That's pretty freaking cool. That's pretty damn cool that belongs to our team. So all I can do is be happy about it. And then, of course, I get the perks. I get to go hang out on Times Square for New Year's and have like security escort me everywhere. That's pretty damn cool.
That is cool. And that was definitely a moment. And I was so, you guys have had these really cool careers and done all these amazing things. But for yourself, Jaymes, you know, from being on big time talk shows and for having the exposure and experiences, what is something that still scares you about your career, or is there anything that you're fear of doing that you're like, I want I don't think I can cut it, or you know, like maybe like having an album or the Jaymes Vaughan album.
Well, first of all, I think I'm too old for that now. Because I always say I sing all the time. Like I make up songs around the house. Like, if you heard what's going on in our house, I make up songs about everything. Our dog has 57 theme songs. Like that's just I'm always singing. But no, it's weird. It used to be. There used to be a lot of things I was scared of, and then you realize all you're really scared of is failure. That's it. Like all you're scared of, but like you know, you see a million friggin' quotes on the internet all the time. Failure is where you learn. Failure is what you grow from. But it's true. So, and I think you get older, and then you realize you're like. Whatever, like if I fail, again, I come home to my team. I come home to the person that I love. I come home to this life that's great. Whether that element of it didn't work out or not, who cares? So I feel like, I mean, don't throw me in a pit full of snakes, I'm gonna scream. But other stuff, like, what do you got to be afraid of? Like, just go for it. Like, and if it, you know, especially now, like, I've been on a live stream for millions of people and the teleprompter goes out. Cool. Like, I've been hosting a live award show and the powering out to the entire facility. Like, when that stuff happens and you get through it, like, it's experience, you know, which is a blessing to have. And you just realize, all right, like, what do I got to be scared of? So is there anything that scares me? No, there's probably stuff I'd like to try. Well, of course, I would love to have an album. I always honestly wanted to do country music, but like the whole vibe of like being an LGBTQ family member and being in country was not like really open arms. It's probably a little different now to some degree in some markets. But I think you have to stop like and just do stuff if you want to do it. Like, my God, what, like 7 years ago, I did a cheesy song about being a vampire and made a video at a gay club about it with all my friends from the strip dancing in it. I knew everybody was going to read it for filth and laugh at it and say it was silly, but I had a blast. I wanted to do that. For me, because it's my life, it's not theirs. I'm the one at the end of this has to say, well, did I do what I wanted to do? Or did I do what Susie down the street wanted me to do? I got to do what I want to do. So, I mean, yeah, I would be lying if I said there's not things that scare me. I couldn't think of it right now. But I have to remind myself in those scenarios, though, like, fuck it. Just go for it. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Creatively, beyond what you're doing now, what do you see yourself doing? Because, I mean, entertainment news is shifting so much, Jaymes, and people are, and audiences are way more savvier than they were before. And they, you know, it's the landscape is so different now. What is the next step for Jaymes Vaughan?
First, I'm gonna back up because somebody asked a question.
Oh,
that's the best thing I've learned in life. I don't know who else, it doesn't matter. And I got your question. I'm gonna answer that, but first let me answer this because someone asked me, "What do you do when there's an argument?" I think that you have to not be afraid to say, "I'm sorry." You have to not be afraid to sit back in it, process it for a second, and say, all right, what did I do in this? And then identify that to that person and say, I'm sorry. Because that not only like shows that you care about that person, but it also opens the door for them to apologize for if there was a part they had in it. And if there's not, you also gotta just be grown enough to say, hey, you didn't have a part in it, it's all me. But the apology is the biggest thing. All right, television news. It's changing like crazy. And every day, like I say, I'm so grateful that Celebrity Page has gotten as much time as it has gotten because you see shows dropping right and left. Not as many people are tuning into television. People are looking more to the blogs. Another thing that's crazy, not crazy, that's different and changed is people have access to celebrities that they never did before because of social media. I can, as a fan, slide into Rihanna's DMs. She might respond. I can comment. She might respond. I can see everything that's going on because these stars are sharing what's happening. So we don't necessarily need the television shows or the entertainment news to tell us what's happening because the stars are telling us straight from their mouth. So that's something that you just have to adapt. And like our show has gone a lot more like longer format as far as diving into talking to people that are in this TV show or this TV movie or things that people might want to see more of a longer conversation than just here's the info about it because we already got the info from the internet. So it's a constant evolution. It's constantly changing. I'm sure it's going to turn into something different. I think the Quibbies and the things like that are very smart to have these quick bites of stuff where you can go get E-News there and I got it, it's fast because where do I go? Like I jump online and I look at E-News and I see what they're posting and that's where I get everything. And if I want the longer format, if I want more, I turn on the TV and watch. But it's being knowledgeable and savvy at every facet of it, and knowing those facets are constantly changing. Because like the TV might be gone in 5 years. This stuff could all be gone. People might not be Instagram in 5 years.
I mean, and those are the conversations that networks are having, and all these people are having that deliver these platforms that to have content. You make a great point about the quick bites. Our attention span is so short, and also the nuance in which we want our news given to us, because anyone can read a headline and be like, "Bam, okay," but how do we take it one step further? I mean, as you know, as a journalist, you always want to have the scoop, the story, the headline, but now the headlines are all repetitive and regurgitated. It's like, how do we be different? How do we change the game? And it's getting harder and harder. And Jen, it wasn't until you said it that you were right about celebrities, because look, I slid into your DMs and were like, James, come on, right? And we know that social media, as much as we hate to admit it, it's become this, I get, non-negotiable way of communication. So stars are wanting to keep their careers afloat. So how do you do that? Engaging with their audiences that are in their pocket, millions. So the light bulb's going on, but we're in quarantine right now. Coronavirus is rampant, and it seems like things are going to be on lockdown for long. What are you looking forward to doing once we emerge and start to experience what they're calling a new normal? What have you missed the most while you've been in?
Oh my God, I'm so sweaty. Gross. I'm so sorry, everybody. See, raw and uncensored. I honestly, the thing that I think I missed the most is traveling. Jonathan and I love traveling. We actually teamed up with this vacation company, Lakaya, which is experiences for the LGBTQIA community. And I did cruises with them last year, resort with them last year, and there was supposed to be some stuff this year that's already been canceled, but there are some things that they're still planning to make happen later in the year, like a cruise to Iceland and a resort in Mexico and stuff like that. So if the climate of things permits, obviously very looking forward to doing that. If not, when it permits, looking forward to that. That's our favorite. Our favorite is traveling. Our favorite is going different places, seeing new stuff, learning stuff about other places. That's like legitimately our favorite. Like that would honestly be a goal for me. Like if we ever got a travel show together, are you kidding me? That would be a blast, because we love doing it. We love traveling. We're very fortunate that we get to do it, and we know we are, and so we enjoy it. The same.
So, well, James, and with that said, when's the destination wedding? I mean, I feel like that.
I feel rushed. I feel backed into a corner. I feel bamboozled. I feel like this is a gotcha moment. Like Sarah Palin and asking about the magazine she read. This is the gotcha. Jason's trying to get me.
No.
And everybody's asking it too.
Well, no, they're asking, will you marry Jonathan? The reason why, but let's keep it real though, James. The reason why people ask that is because of what you just said. So if you're so effusive about your love of Jonathan, I mean, people ask me and Munchkin are definitely married. And before, people always ask when you guys gonna get married. But I think I mean, it's really none of anyone's business. But you know, it's just like from what we see on social media and for how you guys are in real life. Yeah, people want that.
Number one, it's not anybody's business until you put yourself in the public eye, and then you know that it comes with the territory of it's everybody's business. So that's the thing that bothers me. People are like, oh, well, it's my business. Oh, it's my privacy. Oh, are you asking me that? Because you put yourself in a scenario where you knew you were going to be in the public eye, and by doing that, you have now subjected yourself to this. So it's only natural. People ask all the time. It's going to be quarantine. Like, come on. Like, this is, imagine that memory.
I know.
Remember that magic moment down in the kitchen? I put the deli meat to the side, sit down on the counter, and ask you to be like, come on, like. But no, for sure. I mean, he's the one. I'm going to marry him. It's going to happen.
That's cool.
Just see.
Well, thank you.
He's actually knocking on this door because he wants me to go ride bikes with him. So.
Well, okay, so he answered the question, you guys. You're happy? Jeez. Jonathan, it's been Jonathan. James.
White man with a J name. It's easy. It's okay. It happens.
My husband's name is Jason. So, yeah.
And on that note, I think that's a good way to end this interview. That's got to be so confusing. God bless you.
That's why I call him Munchkin.
Wait, what do you call it? Munchkin?
I call him Munchkin. Okay. Because he's smaller than me. Hey, Anthony. Because I'm 6'3", he's 5'10". And so, I mean, you know, he's my Munchkin.
Aw, that's cute. I'll call mine Babe. I think it's
Babe.
Babe, my love.
But that's like a go-to, like babe, you know what I mean? Like, just like, or Babe, or I don't know, Babe, what other nicknames do I have for you? I have 600. And I feel you on the doggy song. I have a puppy song too. I sing to my dog.
What's your dog song?
It's oh puppy baby, cutie puppy baby, you're my puppy baby.
You got a beatbox a puppy song. Hang on. Stay. Look at that door for a second. Hey, where's our son?
He went to go get the dog, you guys. But you guys know I can beatbox, did you? That's about the extent of my beatboxing.
Listen, this was testing your live TV skills, Jason. How did you do?
James, I was beatboxing for the kids.
Did you van?
Oh, the puppy!
First off, he needs to be trimmed so bad.
Same.
So
his name is Gas.
Speaking of having names for something, this dog has 467,000 names.
Right.
Like,
so what's the other one?
We call him was Yas, but I call him Bug, Bugstone, Brat, because look how basic he is. Bratstone, Buggy, Bugtown. What else do I call you? Bratstone Manor. I've noted like Mr. Bugglesworth, Stones, everything. Look at that face. But his big theme song that we sing him, and then we're gonna go out on this because Jonathan's waiting on me. You ready? Bradstone Manor, come on, play with your dads. Bradstone Manor, come on, be real. So man,
so cute, so cute. James, it had awesome time talking to you today. Hey, Mr. Bugglesworth, thank you so much for your time.
Bugglesworth, doesn't it fit?
It totally fits. No, I don't know. I would, yeah, it fits. It fits. I would. What kind of dog is it though? Oh, you froze.
That's my boss calling me on Celebrity Page, so I got to take that call.
Okay, take that call. James, you're awesome. It's been so good talking to you. I'm sure.
Hey, who's going to win Drag Race this season?
I don't know.
Who's going to win?
Me. The pick who's going to win Drag Race.
Good answer. All right, bye.
Bye, buddy.